Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the break room. I hope everybody is doing well and enjoying their week 7. I know it's a busy week because I know you have an essay due at the end of it, but don't forget that you can ask me any questions that you need to. So we're almost at the end of February, and with the end of February comes the first inkling of spring and the warmer months. And I know that when the warmer months come, my fond fancy tends to turn to thoughts of traveling. Now, what I'd like to know, because I know how much travel we're able to do depends very heavily on, well, how much money we have, how much we can afford to spend. When I was growing up, my folks couldn't afford to spend that much money to have elaborate vacations. There were a couple of vacations during my childhood that I remember my parents splurging on a little bit. That we did go to Disney World back when they were still using various shades of color tickets to get on the rides. It's afternoon coffee. But there were two places I can remember that we always went pretty much every year. We went to the Okefenokee Swamp because we lived in a small town called Douglas, Georgia, which was about 30 minutes away from Waycross. So we could get to Waycross, Georgia, where the Okefenokee Swamp was. We could get there and back in about 30 minutes. So we would make our yearly pilgrimage there for a while when we were around between the ages of 7, but when I was between the ages of 7 and 11. And we liked spotting alligators, looking at the snake show, looking for black bears, all that sort of stuff that you do when you visit the Okefenokee Swamp. And then there was our yearly pilgrimage to Jekyll Island, St. Simon's Island. We went to St. Simon's, I think, on a couple of occasions, but usually it was Jekyll Island. We would spend the night at a Ramada Inn. That was where we always used to stay. And I remember how even the hotel room smelled like the sea. So those were highlights of my year growing up, my sister and I both. And now I have other highlights. For one thing, my husband and I like to go to the Renaissance Festival every year, and there are two that we like to visit. The Georgia Renaissance Festival here close to home, and then the Carolina Renaissance Festival, which is near Charlotte, North Carolina. And then, of course, there's Dragon Con, the science fiction convention where we go every year. That is held on Labor Day weekend in downtown Atlanta. So it's getting to be travel season. Either a night or two at a hotel, or maybe even just a day, just driving somewhere pretty, just enjoying being out on the road behind the wheel and seeing a horizon that isn't familiar. So, what kind of places do you like to go? Do you have specific places that you enjoy going to every year? And it's like a tradition, this part of the year we do this. Let me know what your travel traditions are.